Picture this, a dusty, forgotten corner of a medieval library where a single manuscript lies hidden for centuries, its pages, filled with cryptic symbols and strange illustrations, have baffled scholars for generations. What secrets does it hold? Who created it? And why? This is just one of the 30 mysterious manuscripts we're about to explore, texts that have survived the test of time, carrying with them stories, secrets, and questions that still haunt us today. From undeciphered codes to legends of pacts with the devil, these manuscripts are more than just old books. They're windows into a world of mystery, magic, and intrigue. So, if you're ready to uncover the hidden stories behind some of history's most enigmatic texts, join me as we dive into the archives and unravel the secrets of 30 mysterious manuscripts from the medieval world. Trust me, by the end of this journey, you'll see history in a whole new light. Let's get started. Now, let's turn our attention to the first manuscript on our list, and perhaps the most famous of them all, the Voynich Manuscript. Imagine holding a book filled with pages of text that no one, not even the most brilliant codebreakers, has been able to decipher. That's exactly what the Voynich Manuscript is, a handwritten book from the 15th century, written in an unknown script and filled with bizarre illustrations of plants, celestial diagrams, and strange, otherworldly figures. The text itself is a complete mystery. It doesn't match any known language or writing system, and despite over a century of study, no one has been able to crack its code. The illustrations only add to the intrigue. Some pages show plants that don't seem to exist in nature, while others depict what appear to be astronomical charts or even bathing women in strange, interconnected pools. Theories about its origin and purpose are as varied as they are fascinating. Some believe it's an elaborate hoax, while others think it might be a lost alchemical text, a medical manual, or even a guide to an unknown religion. The manuscript was rediscovered in the early 20th century by a Polish book dealer named Wilfred Voynich, and it's been puzzling scholars ever since. What makes the Voynich Manuscript so captivating is not just its mystery, but the fact that even with all our modern technology and knowledge, it remains unsolved. It's a reminder that, even in our age of information, there are still secrets from the past that refuse to give up their answers. And that's what makes it the perfect starting point for our journey into the world of medieval mysteries. Now, shifting our focus to another enigmatic manuscript, we come to the Codex Gigas, often referred to as the Devil's Bible. This colossal book, weighing in at around 165 pounds and standing nearly 3 feet tall, is as much a marvel of medieval craftsmanship as it is a source of dark legend. The story goes that it was created by a single monk in the early 13th century, who, facing a death sentence for breaking his monastic vows, made a desperate pact with the devil to complete the manuscript in just one night. In exchange, the monk promised his soul, and the devil supposedly helped him finish the massive work, even adding a striking full-page illustration of himself as a reminder of their deal. Whether you believe the tale or not, the sheer scale and detail of the Codex Gigas are astonishing. It contains the entire Latin Bible, along with historical texts, medical formulas, and even a calendar. But what truly sets it apart are its mysterious illustrations, including the infamous depiction of the devil, which has fueled its eerie reputation for centuries. The manuscript's survival through wars, fires, and thefts only adds to its mystique. Today, it resides in the National Library of Sweden, where it continues to captivate scholars and visitors alike. The Codex Gigas is more than just a book. It's a testament to the power of storytelling, the allure of the unknown, and the enduring fascination with the line between myth and history. And as we move forward, this blend of legend and reality will only deepen as we uncover more of these medieval mysteries. Now, let's turn our attention to a manuscript that has puzzled scholars for centuries, the Rohonc Codex. Unlike the Codex Gigas, this mysterious text hails from Hungary and is far less known, yet its enigma is no less captivating. Written in an entirely unknown script and filled with cryptic symbols, the Rohonc Codex has defied all attempts at translation, leaving experts scratching their heads. The manuscript first surfaced in the early 19th century, donated to the Hungarian Academy of Sciences by a noble family, but its origins remain shrouded in mystery. Some believe it dates back to the medieval period, possibly created in the 16th century, while others argue it could be a clever forgery from a later era. The text is accompanied by strange illustrations depicting religious scenes, battles, and even what appear to be astronomical charts, adding to its intrigue. Over the years, countless theories have emerged about its purpose and meaning. Some suggest it's a religious text, perhaps a lost gospel or a heretical work, while others propose it could be a coded alchemical manual or even a medieval hoax designed to baffle future generations. The debate over its authenticity continues to this day, with some scholars convinced it's a genuine medieval artifact and others dismissing it as an elaborate fake. What makes the Rohonc Codex so fascinating is not just its indecipherable script, but the questions it raises about the limits of human understanding. How could a text so detailed and intricate remain untranslated for so long? And if it is a hoax, what was the motive behind its creation? As we delve deeper into these medieval mysteries, the Rohonc Codex stands as a reminder that some secrets may never be fully unraveled, keeping the allure of the unknown alive. And with that, we move forward to yet another enigmatic manuscript where the line between history and legend grows even thinner. Now, shifting our focus to another enigmatic text, we encounter the Book of Soiga, a 16th century manuscript steeped in mystery and magic. Unlike the Rohonc Codex, this manuscript is written in Latin, but its contents are no less baffling. Filled with intricate magical symbols, astrological tables, and cryptic instructions, the Book of Soiga has long been associated with the occult. Its most famous connection is to John Dee, the renowned Elizabethan scholar, astrologer, and occultist, who was deeply fascinated by its secrets. Dee, who served as an advisor to Queen Elizabeth I, believed the manuscript held profound esoteric knowledge, possibly even the key to unlocking the mysteries of the universe. He spent years attempting to decipher its contents, but despite his expertise in cryptography and the occult, the Book of Soiga remained largely indecipherable. One of the most intriguing aspects of this manuscript is the mystery of its lost pages. Dee recorded in his diaries that the book contained 36 chapters, but only 2 copies of the manuscript survive today, both missing significant portions. What happened to these lost pages? Were they destroyed, hidden, or perhaps never completed? The absence of these sections only deepens the enigma surrounding the text. Scholars have speculated that the Book of Soiga might be a grimoire, a manual of magical practices, or even a coded alchemical treatise. Its tables and symbols suggest a connection to celestial magic, with some believing it could be a guide to summoning angels or communicating with otherworldly beings. Yet, despite centuries of study, the true purpose of the Book of Soiga remains elusive. What makes this manuscript so compelling is not just its mysterious content, but the questions it raises about the intersection of science, magic, and the unknown in the 16th century. Why did John Dee, a man of immense intellect, find this text so captivating, and what secrets might the lost pages have held? As we continue our journey through these medieval mysteries, the Book of Soiga reminds us that some texts are not just puzzles to be solved, but windows into the minds and beliefs of those who sought to understand the world through the lens of the arcane. With that, we turn our attention to yet another manuscript where the boundaries between science and superstition blur even further. Now, as we venture further into the labyrinth of medieval mysteries, we come across the Ripley Scrolls, a series of alchemical manuscripts that have fascinated scholars and enthusiasts alike for centuries. Attributed to Sir George Ripley, a 15th century English alchemist and Augustinian canon, these scrolls are a visual and textual treasure trove of alchemical knowledge. Unlike the cryptic Latin of the Book of Soiga, the Ripley scrolls are written in Middle English, yet their content is no less enigmatic. They are adorned with elaborate, colorful illustrations that depict the alchemical process of creating the Philosopher's Stone, the legendary substance said to transform base metals into gold and grant eternal life. These intricate images are accompanied by cryptic verses, often poetic and riddled with symbolism, which guide the reader through the stages of the alchemical transformation. The scrolls are not just a manual for creating the Philosopher's Stone, but also a spiritual allegory, reflecting the medieval belief that alchemy was as much about inner transformation as it was about physical transmutation. Sir George Ripley himself was a figure shrouded in legend, with tales of his travels across Europe in search of alchemical secrets and his supposed success in creating the Philosopher's Stone. His works, including the Ripley Scrolls, became foundational texts in the study of alchemy, influencing generations of practitioners and thinkers. The scrolls' vivid imagery and poetic language have led some to interpret them as a coded guide to spiritual enlightenment, while others see them as a practical recipe for achieving alchemical success. What makes the Ripley Scrolls particularly intriguing is their blend of art and science, a hallmark of medieval alchemy. The illustrations are not merely decorative but integral to understanding the text, with each symbol and figure holding layers of meaning. For instance, the recurring motif of the Ouroboros, a serpent eating its own tail, symbolizes the cyclical nature of the alchemical process and the eternal quest for perfection. The Ripley Scrolls also highlight the interconnectedness of medieval science, philosophy, and spirituality, offering a glimpse into a world where the boundaries between these disciplines were fluid and often indistinguishable. Their influence extended beyond the medieval period, inspiring later alchemists and even finding echoes in modern interpretations of alchemy as a metaphor for personal growth and transformation. As we reflect on the Ripley Scrolls, we are reminded of the enduring allure of alchemy, not just as a historical practice but as a symbol of humanity's timeless quest for knowledge and transcendence. With this in mind, we turn our attention to another manuscript that bridges the ancient and the medieval, where the mysteries of an ancient civilization are preserved in a text that defies time itself. Now, shifting our focus to a manuscript that bridges the ancient and the medieval in the most unexpected way, we encounter the Liber Linteus, a truly unique artifact in the world of mysterious manuscripts. Unlike the parchment or vellum typically used for medieval texts, the Liber Linteus is written on linen, making it one of the rarest surviving examples of an Etruscan text. What makes this manuscript even more fascinating is its unusual journey through time. After its creation, it was repurposed in ancient Egypt to wrap the mummy of a woman, preserving it in a way that no one could have anticipated. This accidental preservation allowed the text to survive for centuries, hidden within the folds of the mummy's wrappings until its discovery in the 19th century. The Liber Linteus is written in the Etruscan language, a tongue that remains one of the most enigmatic in history. Unlike Latin or Greek, Etruscan has no close living relatives, and much of its vocabulary and grammar are still poorly understood. This has made translating the Liber Linteus a monumental challenge for scholars. The text itself is believed to be a religious or ritual document, possibly a calendar or a guide to sacred ceremonies, given its repetitive structure and references to deities. However, without a complete understanding of the Etruscan language, much of its meaning remains shrouded in mystery. The manuscript's survival is a testament to the ingenuity of ancient preservation methods, even if its original purpose was far from archival. The linen material, while fragile, proved to be remarkably durable when combined with the dry, arid conditions of Egypt, allowing the text to endure where other materials might have disintegrated. The Liber Linteus also serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of ancient cultures. Its journey from Etruria to Egypt highlights the trade routes and cultural exchanges that linked the Mediterranean world long before the medieval period. As we examine this extraordinary manuscript, we are left to wonder about the hands that wrote it, the rituals it describes, and the woman whose mummy it once adorned. The Liber Linteus is not just a text but a bridge between civilizations, offering a tantalizing glimpse into a world that remains just out of reach. With this in mind, we now turn to another manuscript that carries the weight of prophecy and the echoes of ancient Rome, where fragments of lost knowledge continue to captivate the imagination. Moving from the enigmatic Etruscan text of the Liber Linteus, we now step into the realm of prophecy and divine foresight with the Sibylline books. These legendary texts, originating in ancient Rome, were said to contain prophecies so powerful that they shaped the decisions of emperors and the fate of empires. According to tradition, the Sibylline books were a collection of oracles delivered by the Sibyls, prophetesses who were believed to channel the will of the gods. The most famous of these was the Cumaean Sibyl, who offered her prophecies to the Roman king Tarquin the Proud. The story goes that she initially offered 9 books to the king, but when he refused to pay her price, she burned 3 of them. She repeated this act twice more, leaving only 3 books, which Tarquin finally purchased at the original price. These surviving texts were then carefully guarded in the Temple of Jupiter on the Capitoline Hill, consulted only in times of crisis. The Sibylline books were believed to hold the key to Rome's survival, offering guidance on everything from natural disasters to military campaigns. However, their power came with a price. The books were said to be so potent that they were destroyed in a fire in 83 B.C., leaving only fragments and copies to survive. These fragments, preserved in medieval manuscripts, became the foundation for a rich tradition of prophecy that influenced not only Rome but also the medieval world. Medieval scholars and scribes, fascinated by the idea of divine foresight, copied and reinterpreted these fragments, weaving them into their own prophetic traditions. The Sibylline prophecies were often linked to apocalyptic visions, predicting the rise and fall of empires, the coming of a savior, and the end of the world. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Sibylline books is their blending of pagan and Christian traditions. In the medieval period, Christian writers reinterpreted the Sibyls as precursors to biblical prophets, claiming that their prophecies foretold the coming of Christ. This fusion of ancient and medieval thought gave the Sibylline books a unique place in the cultural imagination, bridging the gap between the classical and Christian worlds. The texts also inspired a genre of medieval literature known as the Sibylline oracles, which expanded on the original fragments with new prophecies and interpretations. These works were widely circulated and influenced everything from religious thought to political ideology. The Sibylline books remind us of humanity's enduring fascination with the future and the desire to uncover its secrets. Whether as a tool for political power or a source of spiritual insight, these prophecies have left an indelible mark on history. As we reflect on their legacy, we are reminded of the power of words to shape the course of civilizations and the mysteries that continue to captivate us across the centuries. With this in mind, we now turn to a manuscript that, while not medieval, carries the same air of mystery and intrigue, drawing us into a world of surreal imagery and invented languages. Now, shifting our gaze from the ancient prophecies of the Sibylline books, we step into a world that feels both familiar and utterly alien, the Codex Seraphinianus. Though this manuscript is not medieval, its surreal beauty and cryptic nature have earned it a place among the great mysteries of the written word. Created in the late 20th century by Italian artist Luigi Serafini, the Codex Seraphinianus is a visual and linguistic enigma that defies easy explanation. Its pages are filled with intricate, dreamlike illustrations that depict a fantastical world teeming with bizarre creatures, impossible landscapes, and strange, almost organic machines. Each image seems to tell a story, yet the meaning remains tantalizingly out of reach, inviting endless interpretation. What makes the Codex Seraphinianus particularly fascinating is its invented language. The text, written in an entirely fabricated script, flows across the pages in elegant, undecipherable lines. Some have speculated that the script is a form of asemic writing, a kind of art that mimics the appearance of language without conveying any specific meaning. Others believe it may hold a hidden code, waiting for the right mind to unlock its secrets. This invented language, combined with the surreal illustrations, creates a sense of mystery that echoes the medieval manuscripts we've explored. Just as the Voynich Manuscript or the Rohonc Codex challenge us with their unknown scripts, the Codex Seraphinianus invites us to question the boundaries of language and meaning. The parallels between the Codex Seraphinianus and medieval enigmas don't end there. Like the Sibylline books or the Book of Soiga, it taps into humanity's deep-seated desire to uncover hidden truths. Its pages feel like a portal to another world, one where the rules of reality are bent and reshaped. This sense of otherworldliness is a hallmark of many medieval manuscripts, which often blend the real and the fantastical in ways that captivate and confound. The Codex Seraphinianus, though modern, carries on this tradition, reminding us that the allure of the unknown transcends time. As we marvel at its strange beauty, we're left to wonder, is the Codex Seraphinianus a work of pure imagination, or does it hold deeper secrets? Like the medieval manuscripts that came before it, it resists easy answers, inviting us to explore, question, and dream. And with that, we turn to another manuscript that bridges the gap between the medieval and the modern, continuing our journey through the mysteries of the written word. Now, as we step away from the modern enigma of the Codex Seraphinianus, we find ourselves drawn back to the Renaissance, a time when art, science, and mystery intertwined in fascinating ways. Here, we encounter the Hypnerotomachia Polyphili, a manuscript that stands as one of the most visually stunning and intellectually puzzling works of its era. Published in 1499, this book is a masterpiece of Renaissance printing, filled with intricate woodcuts and a text that weaves together themes of love, architecture, and alchemy in a way that continues to baffle and inspire readers to this day. The title, Hypnerotomachia Polyphili, translates to Polyphilo's strife of love in a dream, and it tells the story of a young man named Polyphilo who embarks on a dreamlike journey in search of his beloved Polia. Along the way, he encounters fantastical landscapes, elaborate architectural wonders, and cryptic symbols that seem to hint at deeper meanings. The text itself is written in a mix of Latin, Greek, and Italian, with passages that shift between poetic beauty and dense, almost impenetrable prose. This linguistic complexity, combined with the book's lavish illustrations, creates an atmosphere of mystery that has captivated scholars for centuries. One of the most striking aspects of the Hypnerotomachia Polyphili is its focus on architecture. The manuscript is filled with detailed descriptions and depictions of buildings, gardens, and monuments, many of which seem to blend real-world designs with fantastical elements. Some have speculated that these architectural visions were inspired by the works of ancient Roman architects like Vitruvius, while others see them as allegories for the human soul or the pursuit of knowledge. The book's emphasis on architecture has led some to call it a precursor to modern architectural theory, while others view it as a symbolic exploration of the mind and its hidden depths. Equally intriguing are the manuscript's connections to alchemy and the occult. Scattered throughout the text are references to alchemical symbols and processes, suggesting that the story of Polyphilo's journey may also be an allegory for the alchemical quest for transformation and enlightenment. The intricate woodcuts, with their strange imagery and hidden details, seem to invite readers to decode their secrets, much like the cryptic texts of medieval alchemical manuscripts. This blend of art, science, and mysticism has made the Hypnerotomachia Polyphili a subject of endless fascination. as scholars and enthusiasts alike try to unravel its many layers of meaning. Yet, despite centuries of study, the true purpose of the Hypnerotomachia polyphily remains elusive. Is it a love story, an architectural treatise, or an alchemical allegory? Perhaps it is all of these things, or perhaps it is something entirely different, a work of art that defies categorization and invites us to explore the boundaries of our own understanding. Like the medieval manuscripts we've explored, it challenges us to look beyond the surface and seek out the hidden truths that lie beneath. As we turn the page on this enigmatic masterpiece, we prepare to delve into another manuscript that bridges the gap between the ancient and the modern, continuing our journey through the mysteries of the written word. Now, shifting our gaze from the Renaissance to the ancient world, we arrive at the Dresden Codex, one of the most remarkable surviving manuscripts from the pre-Columbian era. This Mayan text, dating back to the 11th or 12th century, is a rare window into the sophisticated knowledge and culture of the Maya civilization. Unlike many other manuscripts we've explored, the Dresden Codex was not created in Europe but in the heart of Mesoamerica, making it a unique treasure in the world of historical manuscripts. The Dresden Codex is one of only 4 known complete Mayan codices to have survived the Spanish conquest, a time when countless indigenous texts were destroyed. Written on bark paper and folded into an accordion-like format, the manuscript is a stunning example of Mayan artistry and intellectual achievement. Its pages are filled with intricate hieroglyphs and vivid illustrations, depicting everything from gods and rituals to celestial events. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Dresden Codex is its detailed astronomical tables. The Maya were renowned for their advanced understanding of the cosmos, and this manuscript reflects their expertise. It contains precise calculations of the movements of Venus, the Moon, and other celestial bodies, which were crucial for their calendar systems and religious ceremonies. These tables were not just scientific tools, but also deeply tied to Mayan spirituality, as they believed that the heavens influenced earthly events. However, interpreting the Dresden Codex is no simple task. The Mayan hieroglyphic script is incredibly complex, combining phonetic and logographic elements. For centuries, scholars struggled to decipher its meaning, and even today, some passages remain a mystery. The challenge lies not only in the script itself, but also in understanding the cultural and historical context behind it. Each glyph can represent a sound, a word, or even an entire concept, and their meanings often shift depending on their placement and accompanying imagery. Despite these challenges, the Dresden Codex has provided invaluable insights into Mayan civilization. It has helped modern researchers understand their calendar systems, religious practices, and even their predictions of celestial events like eclipses. The manuscript also offers a glimpse into the Maya's worldview, revealing how they saw the universe as an interconnected web of time, space, and divinity. As we reflect on the Dresden Codex, we're reminded of the resilience of knowledge. Despite the destruction of countless Mayan texts, this manuscript survived, preserving the wisdom of a civilization that once thrived in the jungles of Mesoamerica. Its pages continue to challenge and inspire, inviting us to uncover the secrets of a world that was both ancient and astonishingly advanced. With this journey into the Mayan world complete, we now turn our attention to another manuscript that bridges cultures and eras, continuing our exploration of the mysteries hidden within these ancient texts. Now, let's journey from the jungles of Mesoamerica to the misty shores of Ireland, where we encounter one of the most breathtaking manuscripts ever created, the Book of Kells. This illuminated masterpiece, often hailed as the pinnacle of medieval artistry, is a testament to the skill and devotion of its creators. Dating back to around the year 800, the Book of Kells is a Latin copy of the four Gospels, but it's far more than just a religious text. Its pages are alive with vibrant colors, intricate patterns, and mesmerizing illustrations that have captivated scholars and art lovers for centuries. The origins of the Book of Kells are shrouded in mystery. While it's widely believed to have been created by monks on the island of Iona, off the coast of Scotland, it was later moved to the Abbey of Kells in Ireland to protect it from Viking raids. The manuscript's journey doesn't end there. It survived centuries of upheaval, including theft and damage, before finding its permanent home at Trinity College, Dublin, where it remains one of the most treasured artifacts of Irish heritage. What makes the Book of Kells truly extraordinary is its artistry. Every page is a masterpiece of illumination, with elaborate designs that blend Christian iconography, Celtic motifs, and even influences from distant cultures like the Mediterranean. The manuscript's famous Cairo page, which marks the beginning of the Gospel of Matthew, is a dazzling display of spirals, interlacing patterns, and symbolic imagery. These designs aren't just decorative, they're deeply symbolic, reflecting the monks' spiritual devotion and their belief in the divine harmony of creation. But the Book of Kells isn't just about beauty, it's also a puzzle. Hidden within its pages are countless symbols and motifs that scholars are still deciphering. Some believe the intricate patterns encode secret messages or represent cosmic truths, while others see them as meditative tools meant to guide the reader's contemplation. The manuscript's animal illustrations, from lions to peacocks, are equally enigmatic, often blending realism with fantastical elements that defy easy interpretation. Despite its fame, much about the Book of Kells remains unknown. Who were the artists behind its creation? How long did it take to produce? And what inspired its unique blend of styles and symbols? These questions only add to its allure, making it a manuscript that continues to inspire wonder and curiosity. As we marvel at the Book of Kells, we're reminded of the power of art to transcend time and culture. Its pages are not just a window into medieval Ireland, but a testament to the enduring human desire to create beauty and meaning. With its mysteries still unfolding, the Book of Kells invites us to explore the intersection of faith, art, and history, a journey as rich and intricate as the manuscript itself. Next, we'll turn our attention to another manuscript steeped in mystery and magic, continuing our exploration of the enigmatic texts that have shaped our understanding of the past. Now, let's step into a darker corner of medieval manuscripts where the line between the sacred and the sinister blurs. Our next stop is the Lemegeton, often referred to as the Lesser Key of Solomon. This infamous grimoire, attributed to the legendary King Solomon, is a chilling collection of texts that delve into the art of summoning and controlling demons. Unlike the illuminated beauty of the Book of Kells, the Lemegeton is a manuscript steeped in mystery and fear, offering a glimpse into the shadowy world of medieval occult practices. The Lemegeton is divided into 5 books, each with its own focus, but the most well-known is the Ars Goetia, which details the names, ranks, and powers of 72 demons. According to the text, these spirits can be summoned by those who possess the knowledge and courage to do so, but the process is fraught with danger. The manuscript provides intricate instructions for creating magical circles, seals, and incantations, all designed to protect the summoner from the very forces they seek to command. What makes the Lemegeton so fascinating is its blend of religious and occult elements. While it draws heavily on Christian and Jewish traditions, particularly the figure of King Solomon, it also incorporates older magical practices and folklore. This fusion of beliefs reflects the complex spiritual landscape of the medieval world, where the boundaries between religion, magic, and superstition were often blurred. The influence of the Lemegeton extends far beyond the Middle Ages. It became a cornerstone of Western occultism, inspiring countless grimoires and magical texts in later centuries. Figures like John Dee, the Elizabethan occultist, and Aleister Crowley, the infamous 20th century magician, studied and adapted its teachings, cementing its place in the history of the occult. Even today, the Lemegeton continues to captivate those drawn to the mysteries of the supernatural. Its pages a testament to humanity's enduring fascination with the unknown. Yet, the Lemegeton is not without controversy. Scholars debate its origins, with some arguing it was compiled in the 17th century rather than the medieval period. Others question whether it was ever intended to be used as a practical guide, or if it was more of a symbolic or philosophical work. Regardless of its true purpose, the Lemegeton remains a powerful symbol of the darker side of medieval thought, a reminder of the era's complex relationship with the spiritual and the supernatural. As we leave the shadowy realm of the Lemegeton, we're reminded that medieval manuscripts are not just about beauty and faith. They also reveal the fears, curiosities, and darker impulses of the human spirit. Next, we'll explore another enigmatic text, one that promises to shed light on the secrets of alchemy and the quest for eternal wisdom. Now, let's turn our attention to a manuscript that, despite its brevity, holds immense significance in the world of alchemy, the Emerald Tablet. This ancient text, often attributed to the legendary Hermes Trismegistus, is said to contain the secrets of the Philosopher's Stone, the ultimate goal of alchemical pursuits. Though it spans only a few lines, its cryptic language has sparked centuries of interpretation and debate, making it one of the most influential texts in the history of alchemy. The origins of the Emerald Tablet are shrouded in mystery. Some believe it dates back to ancient Egypt, while others argue it was a product of the medieval Islamic world. The text first appeared in Europe during the Middle Ages, translated into Latin and quickly becoming a cornerstone of Western alchemical thought. Its famous opening line, "As above, so below," encapsulates the core idea of alchemy, the interconnectedness of the cosmos and the microcosm, the belief that the secrets of the universe could be unlocked through the transformation of matter. What makes the Emerald Tablet so compelling is its ability to convey profound ideas in just a few words. Its verses describe the process of creating the Philosopher's Stone, a substance believed to grant immortality and turn base metals into gold. Yet, the instructions are deliberately obscure, written in a symbolic language that has puzzled scholars and alchemists for centuries. Some interpret it as a literal guide to chemical processes, while others see it as a metaphor for spiritual enlightenment and the transformation of the self. The impact of the Emerald Tablet on medieval alchemy cannot be overstated. It became a foundational text for alchemists, inspiring countless works and experiments. Figures like Roger Bacon, Paracelsus, and Isaac Newton studied it closely, each interpreting its teachings in their own way. Newton, in particular, was so fascinated by the tablet that he translated it himself, seeking to uncover its hidden truth. Despite its brevity, the Emerald Tablet continues to captivate those drawn to the mysteries of alchemy. Its enigmatic language and profound ideas remind us that sometimes the most powerful truths are hidden in the simplest of forms. As we move forward, we'll explore another manuscript that delves into the intersection of science and spirituality, revealing yet another layer of the medieval world's fascination with the unknown. Now, shifting our focus to a manuscript that bridges the ancient and medieval worlds, we encounter the Archimedes palimpsest. This remarkable document is a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of medieval scribes, as well as the enduring value of ancient knowledge. Originally written in the 3rd century before the Common Era, the Archimedes palimpsest contains some of the most important mathematical and scientific works of the ancient Greek genius Archimedes. However, its journey through history is as fascinating as the discoveries it preserves. In the medieval period, parchment was a precious and scarce resource. To reuse it, scribes would often scrape or wash away the original text and write over it, creating what is known as a palimpsest. This is exactly what happened to the Archimedes palimpsest. In the 12th century, a monk erased the original Greek text and overwrote it with prayers and religious texts, effectively burying Archimedes' groundbreaking ideas beneath layers of medieval devotion. For centuries, the manuscript lay hidden, its true value unrecognized. It wasn't until the 19th century that scholars began to suspect that the overwritten text might contain something extraordinary. The painstaking process of uncovering the original writings began in the early 20th century, using advanced imaging techniques to reveal the faint traces of Archimedes' work beneath the medieval prayers. What emerged was nothing short of astonishing, a treasure trove of mathematical treatises, including some of Archimedes' most revolutionary ideas. Among the rediscovered works was The Method of Mechanical Theorems, a text that reveals Archimedes' use of infinitesimals, a concept that foreshadowed modern calculus. This discovery fundamentally changed our understanding of the history of mathematics, showing that Archimedes was centuries ahead of his time. The manuscript also contains On Floating Bodies, which lays the foundation for the principles of hydrostatics, and The Stomachion, a puzzle that explores combinatorial mathematics. The Archimedes palimpsest is not just a window into the mind of one of history's greatest thinkers. It is also a reminder of how fragile and precious knowledge can be. Its survival, despite being overwritten and nearly lost, underscores the importance of preserving and rediscovering the intellectual achievements of the past. As we continue our journey through these mysterious manuscripts, we'll next explore a text that offers a glimpse into the lives and beliefs of an ancient civilization, revealing yet another layer of the medieval world's connection to the past. Now, let's turn our attention to a manuscript that offers a vivid glimpse into the life and culture of the Aztec Empire, the Codex Mendoza. Created in the 16th century, shortly after the Spanish conquest of Mexico, this remarkable document serves as a bridge between the pre-Columbian world and the colonial era. Commissioned by the first Viceroy of New Spain, Antonio de Mendoza, the Codex was intended to provide the Spanish crown with a detailed account of Aztec society, history, and daily life. What makes this manuscript truly extraordinary is its dual purpose. It not only served as a tool for colonial administration, but also became an invaluable record of indigenous knowledge and traditions. The Codex Mendoza is divided into 3 distinct sections, each offering a unique perspective on Aztec civilization. The first section chronicles the history of the Aztec Empire, tracing the rise of Tenochtitlan, their capital city, and the reigns of its rulers. The second section provides a detailed account of the tribute system, listing the goods and resources that subject provinces were required to pay to the empire. This section is particularly fascinating for its intricate illustrations, which depict everything from feathers and textiles to cacao beans and jade. The third and final section offers a vivid portrayal of Aztec daily life, from birth and childhood to marriage, work, and even the training of warriors. What sets the Codex Mendoza apart is its role in preserving indigenous knowledge during a time of immense cultural upheaval. The manuscript was created with the help of Aztec scribes, known as tlacuilos, who used traditional pictographic writing to convey information. This collaboration between Spanish authorities and indigenous artists ensured that the Codex retained much of its authenticity, even as it was adapted for a European audience. The result is a document that not only reflects the priorities of its colonial creators, but also captures the richness and complexity of Aztec culture. Despite its significance, the Codex Mendoza's journey was far from straightforward. After its completion, the manuscript was sent to Spain, but the ship carrying it was attacked by French pirates. The Codex eventually found its way to France, where it was acquired by André Thavit, the royal cosmographer. It later passed through several hands before being acquired by the Bodleian Library at Oxford University, where it remains today. The Codex Mendoza is more than just a historical artifact. It is a testament to the resilience of indigenous knowledge in the face of colonization. It provides us with a rare and invaluable window into the Aztec world, preserving details that might otherwise have been lost to history. As we continue our exploration of these mysterious manuscripts, we'll next uncover a text that holds the key to one of the most enduring legends of medieval Europe, a manuscript that has captivated scholars and storytellers alike for centuries. Now, let's journey from the vibrant world of the Aztec Empire to the misty landscapes of early medieval England, where we encounter one of the most celebrated and enigmatic texts in Western literature, the Beowulf Manuscript. Known as the Noel Codex, this single surviving copy of the epic poem is a treasure trove of heroic tales, mythical creatures, and timeless themes of bravery and fate. Dating back to the late 10th or early 11th century, the manuscript is written in Old English and is the earliest known example of a vernacular epic in European literature. But what makes this manuscript so extraordinary is not just its age or its poetic brilliance, it's the mystery that surrounds its origins and the story it preserves. The Beowulf Manuscript tells the tale of its eponymous hero, a warrior from Jutland who comes to the aid of Hrothgar, the king of the Danes, whose mead hall is terrorized by the monstrous Grendel. The poem unfolds in three main acts, each filled with vivid battles, moral dilemmas, and reflections on the fleeting nature of life. Beowulf's battles against Grendel, Grendel's mother, and finally a dragon are not just thrilling adventures but also profound meditations on heroism, loyalty, and the inevitability of death. The poem's rich imagery and complex themes have captivated readers for centuries, making it a cornerstone of English literature. Yet, despite its fame, the Beowulf Manuscript is shrouded in mystery. The identity of its author remains unknown, and scholars have debated whether the poem was composed by a single poet or the result of a long oral tradition. The manuscript itself offers no clues about its creator, and the language and style suggest it was written down long after the events it describes. Some believe it was the work of a Christian scribe who adapted an older pagan story, weaving in themes of divine providence and moral righteousness. Others argue that it reflects the blending of cultures during the Viking Age, when Scandinavian and Anglo-Saxon traditions intertwined. The manuscript's survival is nothing short of miraculous. It was nearly destroyed in a fire at the Ashburnham House in London in 1731, which damaged many of the Cotton Library's manuscripts. The Beowulf Manuscript suffered significant scorching along its edges, but thankfully, the text remained largely intact. Today, it is housed in the British Library, where it continues to be studied and admired by scholars and enthusiasts alike. What makes the Beowulf Manuscript so compelling is not just its literary merit, but also its role as a cultural artifact. It offers a glimpse into the values, beliefs, and storytelling traditions of early medieval England, preserving a world that might otherwise have been lost to history. The poem's exploration of heroism, mortality, and the human condition resonates across time, reminding us of the enduring power of storytelling. As we move forward in our exploration of these mysterious manuscripts, we'll next uncover a text that takes us even further back in time, a collection of ancient scrolls that have fascinated scholars and historians for generations. Now, shifting our focus from the misty landscapes of medieval England, we travel even further back in time to the arid deserts of the Middle East, where one of the most astonishing archaeological discoveries of the 20th century was made, the Dead Sea Scrolls. These ancient texts, though not medieval, hold a place of immense importance in the study of history, religion, and culture. Discovered between 1947 and 1956 in the caves near Qumran, close to the Dead Sea, these scrolls are a collection of over 900 manuscripts written primarily in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. They include some of the oldest known copies of the Hebrew Bible, along with other religious texts, commentaries, and community rules. The significance of the Dead Sea Scrolls cannot be overstated. They provide an unparalleled window into the religious and cultural life of Jewish communities during the Second Temple period, roughly between the 3rd century BC and the 1st century CE. For scholars, these texts have been a treasure trove, offering insights into the development of Judaism and the early roots of Christianity. The scrolls include fragments of every book of the Hebrew Bible except Esther, as well as previously unknown texts that shed light on the beliefs and practices of the Essenes, a Jewish sect believed to have authored or preserved many of these writings. But what makes the Dead Sea Scrolls truly mysterious is the story of their preservation. How did these fragile documents survive for over 2,000 years in the harsh desert environment? The answer lies in the unique conditions of the Qumran caves, where the dry climate and stable temperatures created a natural time capsule. The scrolls were carefully stored in clay jars, wrapped in linen, and sealed with bitumen, protecting them from decay and the elements. Yet, even with these precautions, their survival feels almost miraculous, especially considering the turbulent history of the region. The rediscovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls in the mid-20th century was equally dramatic. A Bedouin shepherd searching for a lost goat stumbled upon the first cave containing the scrolls. This chance discovery sparked a series of excavations that uncovered thousands of fragments, pieced together over decades by scholars. The scrolls have since been the subject of intense study, debate, and even controversy, as their interpretation has challenged long-held assumptions about biblical texts and early religious practices. Today, the Dead Sea Scrolls are housed in various institutions, including the Israel Museum in Jerusalem, where the famous Isaiah scroll is displayed. Their impact on our understanding of ancient history and religion continues to grow, as new technologies allow for more detailed analysis of the texts. As we move forward in our exploration of these mysterious manuscripts, we'll next turn our attention to another ancient text that has captivated scholars and readers alike, a book of apocalyptic visions and angelic encounters that was excluded from the Bible but preserved in medieval manuscripts. Now, as we step away from the arid deserts and the ancient scrolls of Qumran, we find ourselves drawn to another enigmatic text that has fascinated scholars and spiritual seekers for centuries, the Book of Enoch. This apocryphal work, though excluded from the canonical Bible, has been preserved in medieval manuscripts, offering a glimpse into a world of celestial beings, apocalyptic visions, and profound mysteries. The Book of Enoch is attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah, a figure mentioned briefly in the Book of Genesis. According to the text, Enoch was taken up to heaven and shown divine secrets, which he then recorded for future generations. The book is divided into several sections, each exploring different themes, but it is perhaps best known for its vivid descriptions of angels, their interactions with humanity, and the consequences of their actions. One of the most striking aspects of the Book of Enoch is its detailed account of the Watchers, a group of angels who descended to earth and, in their rebellion, taught humanity forbidden knowledge. This act of defiance led to widespread corruption and chaos, ultimately resulting in the Great Flood as divine retribution. The text paints a dramatic picture of these events, blending mythology, theology, and apocalyptic prophecy into a compelling narrative. Another key theme in the Book of Enoch is its focus on eschatology, the study of the end times. The text contains elaborate visions of the final judgment, the fate of the righteous and the wicked, and the establishment of a new, purified world. These apocalyptic elements have drawn comparisons to other prophetic works, such as the Book of Revelation, and have sparked endless debates about their meaning and significance. Despite its exclusion from the Bible, the Book of Enoch has had a lasting influence on religious thought and literature. It was widely read and respected in early Jewish and Christian communities, and its themes can be seen echoed in later works, including the New Testament. Medieval scribes preserved the text in various languages, including Ge'ez, the ancient language of Ethiopia, where it remains part of the Ethiopian Orthodox canon to this day. The survival of the Book of Enoch in medieval manuscripts is a testament to its enduring appeal. Its blend of celestial drama, moral lessons, and apocalyptic warnings continues to captivate readers, offering a unique perspective on the spiritual struggles and hopes of ancient communities. As we move forward in our journey through these mysterious manuscripts, we'll next explore a text that delves into the darker side of medieval belief, a manual that shaped the fear and persecution of witches for centuries. As we leave behind the celestial visions of the Book of Enoch, our journey through these mysterious manuscripts takes a darker turn. Next, we encounter a text that not only shaped medieval society, but also cast a long, chilling shadow over history, the Malleus Maleficarum, or the Hammer of Witches. This infamous manual, written in the late 15th century, became the definitive guide for identifying, prosecuting, and executing those accused of witchcraft. Its influence was so profound that it fueled centuries of fear, persecution, and tragedy. The Malleus Maleficarum was authored by Heinrich Kramer, a German clergyman, with contributions from Jacob Sprenger. It was published in 1487, during a time when Europe was gripped by superstition and paranoia. The book was written as a response to what its authors believed was a growing threat of witchcraft, and it provided a detailed framework for rooting out and punishing those suspected of practicing it. What made this text particularly dangerous was its combination of religious authority, legal reasoning, and vivid descriptions of alleged witch activities. It claimed that witchcraft was not only real but also a heresy that required the full force of the church and state to eradicate. One of the most disturbing aspects of the Malleus Maleficarum is its misogynistic tone. The authors argued that women were more susceptible to witchcraft due to their perceived moral and physical weaknesses. This bias led to the disproportionate targeting of women, particularly those who are elderly, poor, or socially marginalized. The text includes grotesque descriptions of witches' supposed activities, such as making pacts with the devil, causing harm through curses, and engaging in nocturnal gatherings known as Sabbaths. These claims, though baseless, were presented with such conviction that they became accepted as truth in many communities. The manual also provided a step-by-step guide for conducting witch trials, including methods for interrogation, torture, and execution. It encouraged the use of extreme measures to extract confessions, often leading to false admissions under duress. The Malleus Maleficarum became a legal and theological reference for judges, inquisitors, and clergy, legitimizing the brutal persecution of countless individuals. Its impact was felt across Europe, where witch hunts became widespread, resulting in the deaths of tens of thousands of people, most of them women. The legacy of the Malleus Maleficarum is a grim reminder of how fear and ignorance can be weaponized. It not only perpetuated the witch hunts of the medieval and early modern periods, but also left a lasting mark on cultural attitudes toward women and marginalized groups. Even today, the text serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked authority and the consequences of scapegoating. As we reflect on the dark history of the Malleus Maleficarum, we are reminded of the power of words to shape societies, for better or for worse. This manuscript, though deeply troubling, offers valuable insights into the fears and beliefs of its time. And as we continue our exploration of these mysterious texts, we'll next turn our attention to a manuscript that sought to document the world as it was known, blending fact, myth, and artistry in a way that captivated medieval readers. Now, shifting our focus from the dark legacy of the Malleus Maleficarum, we turn to a manuscript that sought to capture the world in all its complexity, the Nuremberg Chronicle. Published in 1493, this remarkable work stands as one of the most ambitious and visually stunning printed books of the medieval period. Created by Hartmann Skedel, a German physician and humanist, and illustrated by the talented artists Michael Waldgemuth and Wilhelm Pladenwerf, the Nuremberg Chronicle is a sprawling world history that blends factual accounts with mythological tales, offering a fascinating glimpse into how medieval Europeans understood their past and present. The Nuremberg Chronicle is often celebrated for its sheer scale and artistry. It contains over 1,800 woodcut illustrations, making it one of the most richly decorated books of its time. These images depict everything from biblical scenes and historical events to portraits of kings, popes, and mythical creatures. The book's pages are a visual feast, capturing the imagination of readers with their intricate details and vibrant storytelling. What makes the Nuremberg Chronicle particularly intriguing is its attempt to document the entire history of the world, from the biblical creation story to the late 15th century. It weaves together religious narratives, classical mythology, and contemporary events, creating a tapestry that reflects the medieval worldview. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Nuremberg Chronicle is its blending of fact and myth. While it includes detailed accounts of real historical figures and events, it also incorporates legendary stories and fantastical elements. For example, alongside descriptions of famous cities like Rome and Constantinople, the book features illustrations of mythical creatures such as unicorns and dragons. This mix of reality and imagination reflects the medieval belief in a world where the divine and the earthly coexisted, and where history was often intertwined with legend. The Nuremberg Chronicle doesn't just document the past, it interprets it, offering a vision of history that is both informative and deeply symbolic. The book also serves as a testament to the growing influence of the printing press in the late medieval period. Produced just a few decades after Johannes Gutenberg's invention, the Nuremberg Chronicle showcases the potential of this new technology to create elaborate, mass-produced works. Its publication marked a turning point in the dissemination of knowledge, making complex historical and religious narratives accessible to a wider audience. The book's success was immense, with copies being distributed across Europe and influencing how people understood their place in the world. As we explore the pages of the Nuremberg Chronicle, we are reminded of the power of storytelling to shape our understanding of history. Its blend of fact and myth, its stunning illustrations, and its ambitious scope make it a masterpiece of medieval literature. And as we continue our journey through these mysterious manuscripts, we'll next uncover a text that guided countless pilgrims on their spiritual journeys, a manuscript that not only documented a sacred path, but also became a symbol of faith and devotion. Now, let's journey from the grand historical tapestry of the Nuremberg Chronicle to a manuscript that served as a spiritual compass for countless medieval pilgrims, the Codex Gigas. This remarkable text, dating back to the 12th century, is more than just a book. It's a guide, a companion, and a testament to the enduring power of faith and devotion. Known as the Liber Sancti Jacobi, or the Book of St. James, the Codex Gigas was created to guide pilgrims on their journey to the shrine of St. James the Great in Santiago de Compostela, Spain. This sacred pilgrimage route, known as the Camino de Santiago, was one of the most important spiritual journeys of the medieval world, and the Codex Gigas played a central role in shaping its legacy. The manuscript is a treasure trove of information, offering practical advice, liturgical texts, and even miracle stories attributed to St. James. It's divided into 5 books, each serving a unique purpose. The first book contains sermons and liturgical texts, while the second recounts the miracles of St. James. The third book provides a detailed account of the saint's life and martyrdom, and the fourth book, often attributed to the legendary Archbishop Turpin, describes the legendary exploits of Charlemagne in Spain. But it's the 5th book that truly stands out, a practical guide for pilgrims, complete with descriptions of the route, advice on where to find food and shelter, and even warnings about dangerous areas. This section of the manuscript is a fascinating glimpse into the daily challenges faced by medieval travelers, offering a rare window into their world. What makes the Codex Gigas even more intriguing is its modern-day drama. In 2011, the manuscript was stolen from the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela, where it had been kept for centuries. The theft sent shockwaves through the academic and religious communities, sparking a massive investigation. For nearly a year, the whereabouts of the manuscript remained a mystery until it was finally recovered in 2012, hidden in a garage near the cathedral. The thief, a former employee of the cathedral, had taken the manuscript in an act of revenge over a workplace dispute. The recovery of the Codex Gigas was a moment of immense relief, not just for historians and scholars, but for the countless pilgrims who see the manuscript as a symbol of their spiritual journey. Today, the Codex Gigas remains a vital link to the medieval past, offering insights into the religious, cultural, and practical aspects of pilgrimage. Its survival and recovery remind us of the enduring importance of these ancient texts, not just as historical artifacts, but as living connections to the beliefs and experiences of those who came before us. As we continue our exploration of these mysterious manuscripts, we'll next turn our attention to a text that brought comfort and inspiration to medieval believers in their daily lives, a manuscript that was as personal as it was profound. Now, let's shift our focus from the grand pilgrimage guide of the Codex Gigas to a more intimate and personal manuscript, the Book of Hours. These beautifully crafted prayer books were not just religious texts, they were deeply personal treasures, often customized to reflect the spiritual needs and tastes of their owners. Created primarily for lay people, the Book of Hours became one of the most popular and cherished manuscripts of the medieval period, offering a window into the private devotional practices of individuals. At its core, the Book of Hours was a collection of prayers, psalms, and devotional texts, organized to guide the faithful through the canonical hours of the day, times set aside for prayer, such as matins, lauds, and vespers. But what truly set these manuscripts apart was their artistry. Many books of hours were lavishly illustrated with intricate miniatures, vibrant colors, and gold leaf, transforming them into works of art as much as spiritual tools. These illustrations often depicted scenes from the life of Christ, the Virgin Mary, or the saints, serving as visual aids for meditation and prayer. For the medieval believer, these images were not mere decorations, they were gateways to deeper spiritual reflection. The personalization of these books is one of their most fascinating aspects. Wealthy patrons often commissioned books of hours tailored to their specific preferences, incorporating prayers to their favorite saints or including family coats of arms. Some even featured portraits of the owners themselves kneeling in prayer as if to remind them of their spiritual duties. This level of customization made each book of hours unique, a reflection of the individual's faith and identity. Beyond their spiritual role, books of hours also played a significant part in daily life. They were often passed down through generations, becoming family heirlooms that carried both religious and sentimental value. For women in particular, these manuscripts were a means of participating in religious life, as they were frequently used in private devotion within the home. The act of reading or reciting from a book of hours was a deeply personal experience, offering comfort, guidance, and a sense of connection to the divine. The enduring popularity of the Book of Hours speaks to its profound impact on medieval spirituality. These manuscripts were more than just books, they were companions in faith, offering solace and inspiration in a world filled with uncertainty. As we move forward in our exploration of these mysterious manuscripts, we'll next uncover a text that holds a unique place in the history of biblical scholarship, a manuscript that has sparked both awe and controversy for centuries. Now, let's turn our attention to a manuscript that stands as a cornerstone of biblical history, the Codex Gigas. Recognized as one of the oldest surviving copies of the Bible, this ancient text has captivated scholars and historians for centuries. Its discovery in the mid-19th century was nothing short of extraordinary, and its origins continue to spark debate and intrigue. The story of the Codex Gigas begins in the remote monastery of St. Catherine, nestled at the foot of Mount Sinai in Egypt. It was here, in the year 1844, that German scholar Constantin von Tischendorf stumbled upon a treasure trove of ancient manuscripts. Among them was the Codex Gigas, a nearly complete copy of the Christian Bible written in Greek. Dating back to the 4th century, this manuscript is one of the earliest known examples of the Bible in book form. predating even the more famous Codex Vaticanus. What makes the Codex Sinaiticus so remarkable is its sheer age and the insights it provides into early Christian scripture. Unlike later Bibles, which were divided into chapters and verses, the Codex Sinaiticus presents the text in a continuous flow, offering a glimpse into how early Christians might have read and interpreted their sacred texts. It includes not only the Old and New Testaments, but also several apocryphal books, such as the Epistle of Barnabas and the Shepherd of Hermas, which were later excluded from the canonical Bible. However, the discovery of the Codex Sinaiticus was not without controversy. Tischendorf's removal of the manuscript from the monastery has been a point of contention for over a century. Some argue that he saved the text from potential destruction, while others claim he essentially took it without proper permission. This debate has only added to the mystique surrounding the manuscript, making it a symbol of both scholarly achievement and cultural conflict. Today, the Codex Sinaiticus is divided among several institutions, with portions held in the British Library, the National Library of Russia, and the Monastery of St. Catherine itself. Its fragmented state serves as a reminder of the complex journey this ancient text has taken through history. As we continue to study and preserve it, the Codex Sinaiticus remains a vital link to the early days of Christianity, offering invaluable insights into the development of the Bible as we know it. With this profound manuscript behind us, we now move to another ancient biblical text that has sparked its own share of fascination and mystery, a manuscript that, like the Codex Sinaiticus, holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. Now let's journey to another cornerstone of biblical history, the Codex Vaticanus. This ancient manuscript, like the Codex Sinaiticus, holds a place of immense importance in the study of early Christian texts. Believed to have been written in the 4th century, the Codex Vaticanus is one of the oldest surviving copies of the Greek Bible, offering a rare glimpse into the early formation of Christian scripture. Its name, derived from its current home in the Vatican Library, hints at its storied past and the reverence it commands. What sets the Codex Vaticanus apart is its remarkable preservation and the mysteries surrounding its incomplete state. Unlike the Codex Sinaiticus, which is nearly complete, the Codex Vaticanus is missing significant portions of the text, including parts of the Old Testament and the entire book of Revelation. Scholars have long debated why these sections are absent. Some suggest they were lost over time due to wear and tear, while others propose that they were intentionally removed, perhaps due to theological disagreements or the evolving canon of Scripture. This incompleteness only adds to the manuscript's intrigue, inviting endless speculation about its history and the hands through which it passed. The Codex Vaticanus is written in a clear, elegant Greek script, arranged in 3 columns per page, a format that was common in early Christian manuscripts. Its text includes both the Old and New Testaments, though it lacks some of the apocryphal books found in the Codex Sinaiticus. This has led scholars to view it as a more purist version of the Bible, reflecting the preferences of early Christian communities who sought to define their sacred texts. The manuscript's careful craftsmanship and meticulous attention to detail suggest it was created by skilled scribes, possibly for use in a major Christian center like Alexandria or Caesarea. Despite its significance, the Codex Vaticanus remained relatively unknown to the wider world for centuries, hidden away in the Vatican Library. It wasn't until the Renaissance that scholars began to take notice of its importance, and even then, access to the manuscript was tightly controlled. This secrecy fueled rumors and legends, with some claiming the Vatican was guarding hidden knowledge within its pages. While these tales are likely exaggerated, they underscore the aura of mystery that surrounds this ancient text. Today, the Codex Vaticanus is recognized as a priceless artifact, offering invaluable insights into the early Christian world. Its incomplete state serves as a reminder of the fragility of history and the challenges of preserving such ancient works. As we continue to study it, the Codex Vaticanus remains a testament to the enduring power of Scripture and the human desire to connect with the divine. With this exploration of the Codex Vaticanus behind us, we now turn to yet another ancient manuscript that has captivated scholars and enthusiasts alike, a text that carries its own unique story and secrets waiting to be unraveled. Now, let's shift our focus to a manuscript that stands as a testament to both faith and craftsmanship, the Codex Amiatinus. This early medieval copy of the Bible is not only one of the largest surviving manuscripts from its time, but also a remarkable example of the dedication and skill of its creators. Produced in the early 8th century, the Codex Amiatinus is often hailed as one of the most important biblical manuscripts in existence, offering a fascinating glimpse into the religious and cultural exchanges of the medieval world. The story of the Codex Amiatinus begins in the monasteries of Northumbria, in what is now northern England. It was crafted under the direction of Abbot Ceolfrith of the twin monasteries of Wearmouth and Jarrow, centers of learning and piety during the early medieval period. The manuscript was intended as a gift for Pope Gregory II, a gesture meant to strengthen ties between the English Church and the papacy. This ambitious project involved a team of skilled scribes and artists who worked tirelessly to produce a manuscript of unparalleled quality. The result was a massive volume weighing over 75 pounds and containing over 1,000 pages of meticulously written text. What makes the Codex Amiatinus particularly fascinating is its journey from England to Italy. After its completion, Abbot Ceolfrith himself embarked on the arduous journey to deliver the manuscript to Rome. Tragically, he died en route, but his companions ensured that the Codex Amiatinus reached its destination. The manuscript eventually found its way to the Abbey of San Salvatore on Mount Amiotta in Tuscany, from which it derives its name. For centuries, it remained there, largely forgotten by the wider world, until its rediscovery in the late 18th century. The Codex Amiatinus is written in a clear and elegant Latin script, with each page divided into 2 columns. Its text includes the complete Vulgate Bible, the Latin translation by St. Jerome, making it one of the earliest surviving copies of this version. The manuscript also features stunning decorative elements, including intricate initials and illustrations that reflect the artistic traditions of early medieval England. One of its most striking features is a full-page illustration of the scribe Ezra, depicted in the act of writing a powerful symbol of the transmission of sacred knowledge. Today, the Codex Amiatinus is housed in the Laurentian Library in Florence, where it continues to be studied and admired. Its journey from the monasteries of Northumbria to the heart of Italy is a testament to the interconnectedness of the medieval world and the enduring power of faith. As we reflect on this extraordinary manuscript, we are reminded of the dedication of those who created it and the remarkable story of its survival through the centuries. With the Codex Amiatinus now behind us, we turn our attention to another manuscript that shines with its own unique brilliance, a text that carries the weight of history and the spark of mystery in equal measure. Now, let's step into the shimmering world of the Codex Argenteus, a manuscript that gleams with both literal and historical brilliance. Known as the Silver Bible, this extraordinary text is a Gothic translation of the Bible, written in silver and gold ink on purple-dyed parchment, a striking combination that reflects its royal origins and sacred purpose. Created in the 6th century, the Codex Argenteus is one of the most visually stunning manuscripts to survive from the medieval period, and its story is as captivating as its appearance. The Codex Argenteus is believed to have been commissioned by the Ostrogothic king Theodoric the Great, a ruler who sought to blend Roman traditions with Gothic culture. The manuscript was likely produced in Ravenna, Italy, a city that served as the capital of Theodoric's kingdom and a hub of artistic and intellectual activity. The use of silver and gold ink, along with the luxurious purple parchment, was a deliberate choice to convey the manuscript's importance and to honor the sacred text it contained. This lavish presentation makes the Codex Argentius not just a religious document, but also a symbol of power and prestige. What makes this manuscript even more remarkable is its survival against the odds. Over the centuries, the Codex Argentius faced numerous threats, from wars to natural disasters, yet it endured. By the 16th century, it had found its way to the library of the Benedictine monastery at Werden in Germany, where it was rediscovered by scholars. Today, the manuscript is housed in the Uppsala University Library in Sweden, where it is carefully preserved and studied. Its survival is a testament to the resilience of both the manuscript itself and those who safeguarded it through the ages. The text of the Codex Argentius is a Gothic translation of the four Gospels, attributed to the 4th century Bishop Wulfila, who is credited with creating the Gothic alphabet and translating the Bible into the Gothic language. This translation is of immense historical significance, as it represents one of the earliest attempts to render the Bible into a Germanic language. The manuscript provides invaluable insights into the Gothic language and culture, offering a rare glimpse into a world that has largely faded from history. Yet the Codex Argentius is not without its mysteries. The exact circumstances of its creation remain unclear, and scholars continue to debate its origins and purpose. Was it intended as a gift to a powerful ally, a tool for religious conversion, or a personal treasure for Theodoric's court? The answers may never be fully known, but these questions only add to the manuscript's allure. As we marvel at the Codex Argentius, we are reminded of the power of language, art, and faith to transcend time and connect us to the past. Its shimmering pages invite us to explore not only the text they contain, but also the stories of those who created, preserved, and cherished this remarkable manuscript. With the Codex Argentius now behind us, we turn to another manuscript that carries its own unique blend of history and mystery, waiting to be uncovered. Now let's journey to the rugged landscapes of medieval Iceland, where the Codex Gigas awaits with its treasure trove of Norse mythology. This remarkable manuscript, dating back to the 13th century, is one of the most important sources of Viking lore, preserving the Poetic Edda, a collection of ancient poems that bring the gods, heroes, and legends of the Norse world to life. The Codex Gigas is not just a manuscript, it's a window into the beliefs, values, and imagination of a people who once shaped the history of the North. The Poetic Edda, contained within the Codex Gigas, is a compilation of mythological and heroic poems that were passed down orally for generations before being written down. These poems tell the stories of gods like Odin, Thor, and Loki, as well as legendary heroes such as Sigurd the Dragon Slayer. They offer a vivid portrayal of the Norse cosmos, from the creation of the world to its eventual destruction in the cataclysmic event known as Ragnarok. The Codex Gigas is our primary source for these tales, making it an invaluable resource for understanding Norse mythology and culture. What makes the Codex Gigas particularly fascinating is its role in preserving these stories during a time when much of the Viking world was transitioning to Christianity. By the 13th century, Iceland had officially adopted Christianity, and the old pagan traditions were fading. The scribe who compiled the Codex Gigas likely saw the importance of recording these myths before they were lost to time. In doing so, they ensured that the voices of the past would continue to resonate, offering future generations a glimpse into the rich tapestry of Norse belief. The manuscript itself is relatively modest in appearance, written in Old Norse on parchment, but its contents are anything but ordinary. The poems are filled with vivid imagery, dramatic conflicts, and profound insights into human nature. For example, the Havamal, or Sayings of the High One, is a collection of wisdom attributed to Odin, offering advice on everything from friendship to survival. These verses reveal the practical and philosophical dimensions of Viking life, showing how mythology was intertwined with everyday experience. Despite its significance, the Codex Gigas has had a tumultuous history. It was lost for centuries, only to resurface in the 17th century when it was acquired by the Icelandic bishop Brynjolfur Sveinsson. He believed it to be the work of the legendary scholar Sigmundur the Wise, though modern scholars dispute this claim. Today, the manuscript is housed in the Árni Magnússon Institute in Reykjavik, where it is carefully preserved as a national treasure. The Codex Gigas continues to captivate scholars and enthusiasts alike, not only for its literary value but also for the mysteries it holds. Why were these particular poems chosen for preservation? What do they reveal about the worldview of the Norse people? And how did these stories influence later literature, from the sagas of Iceland to the works of J.R.R. Tolkien? These questions remind us that the Codex Gigas is more than a collection of poems. It's a bridge between the ancient and modern worlds, a testament to the enduring power of storytelling. As we leave the Codex Gigas behind, we carry with us the echoes of Odin's wisdom, Thor's thunder, and the timeless tales of a people who once gazed at the stars and saw gods. Next, we turn to another manuscript that holds its own secrets, waiting to be unraveled. Now, let's step into the Renaissance and explore the mind of one of history's greatest polymaths through the pages of the Codex Arundel. This remarkable manuscript is one of Leonardo da Vinci's many notebooks, a treasure trove of sketches, diagrams, and notes that reveal the boundless curiosity and genius of the man behind the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. Unlike many medieval manuscripts, the Codex Arundel is not bound in a single volume, but is instead a collection of loose sheets, each filled with Leonardo's meticulous observations and groundbreaking ideas. Leonardo's notebooks are a window into his relentless pursuit of knowledge. The Codex Arundel, in particular, contains a wide array of subjects, from engineering and anatomy to astronomy and art. His sketches of flying machines, for instance, showcase his visionary understanding of aerodynamics, centuries before the first successful human flight. Similarly, his detailed anatomical drawings, based on dissections of human and animal bodies, demonstrate an unprecedented level of precision and insight into the workings of life. These pages are not just notes, they are the blueprints of a mind that sought to understand and master the world around him. What makes the Codex Arundel so fascinating is not just the breadth of its content, but also the way Leonardo's ideas are presented. His notes are written in his characteristic mirror script, a backward handwriting that has puzzled scholars for centuries. Some believe he used this technique to protect his ideas from prying eyes, while others suggest it was simply more comfortable for him as a left-handed writer. Regardless of the reason, this unique feature adds an air of mystery to the manuscript, inviting us to decode not just his words but also his thought process. The Codex Arundel also offers a glimpse into Leonardo's creative process. His sketches often include multiple iterations of the same concept, showing how he refined his ideas over time. For example, his designs for water pumps and hydraulic systems reveal a deep understanding of fluid dynamics, while his architectural drawings reflect his fascination with symmetry and proportion. These pages are a testament to his belief that art and science were inseparable, each informing and enriching the other. Despite the brilliance of his ideas, many of Leonardo's inventions and theories remained unrealized during his lifetime. The Codex Arundel is filled with concepts that were far ahead of their time, from early designs for tanks and submarines to studies on the nature of light and shadow. Some of these ideas were so advanced that they were only fully understood or replicated centuries later. This raises intriguing questions. What might Leonardo have achieved if he had access to modern technology? And how many of his ideas remain hidden within the pages of his notebooks, waiting to be discovered? Today, the Codex Arundel is housed in the British Library, where it continues to inspire and intrigue scholars, artists, and inventors alike. Its pages remind us that Leonardo da Vinci was not just a master artist, but also a visionary thinker whose curiosity knew no bounds. As we turn the pages of this extraordinary manuscript, we are reminded of the power of human imagination and the enduring legacy of a man who dared to dream beyond the limits of his time. With the Codex Arundel behind us, we now turn to another manuscript that bridges the worlds of art and science, offering its own unique insights into the mysteries of the past. Now, let's shift our focus to another of Leonardo da Vinci's extraordinary notebooks, the Codex Leicester. This manuscript, named after the Earl of Leicester who once owned it, is a stunning collection of Leonardo's scientific musings and observations. Unlike the Codex Arundel, which covers a wide range of subjects, the Codex Leicester zeroes in on Leonardo's fascination with the natural world, particularly his studies of water, geology, and astronomy. It's a testament to his insatiable curiosity and his ability to see connections between seemingly unrelated phenomena. One of the most striking aspects of the Codex Leicester is Leonardo's exploration of water. He meticulously documented the movement of rivers, the formation of waves, and the behavior of currents, often drawing parallels between these natural processes and the flow of blood in the human body. His sketches and notes reveal a deep understanding of hydraulics, centuries before the field was formally established. Leonardo even speculated about the possibility of harnessing water's power for human use, envisioning machines and systems that were far ahead of his time. But the Codex Leicester isn't just about water. It also contains Leonardo's observations on the Earth itself. He theorized about the formation of mountains, the erosion of rocks, and the movement of tectonic plates, ideas that wouldn't be fully developed until centuries later. His notes on fossils, which he found embedded in rocks far from the sea, led him to propose that the Earth's surface had undergone dramatic changes over time. This was a radical idea in an era when most people believed the Earth was unchanging and eternal. The Codex Leicester also delves into Leonardo's astronomical studies. He speculated about the nature of the Moon's surface, suggesting that its dark spots were caused by water reflecting sunlight, a theory that, while incorrect, demonstrates his willingness to question accepted wisdom. He even pondered the possibility of other worlds, wondering if the stars might be suns with their own planets. These ideas, though speculative, show Leonardo's ability to think beyond the boundaries of his time. In the modern era, the Codex Leicester gained widespread attention when it was purchased by Bill Gates in 1994 for a staggering $30 million, making it one of the most expensive books ever sold. Gates has since made the manuscript accessible to the public through digital exhibitions, allowing people around the world to explore Leonardo's genius. This modern connection adds another layer of intrigue to the Codex Leicester, bridging the gap between the Renaissance and the digital age. What makes the Codex Leicester so captivating is not just the brilliance of its content, but also the way it reflects Leonardo's relentless quest for knowledge. His notes are filled with questions, hypotheses, and observations, often written in his characteristic mirror script. Each page invites us to follow his thought process, to see the world through his eyes, and to marvel at the depth of his insights. As we close this chapter on the Codex Leicester, we're reminded once again of Leonardo da Vinci's extraordinary legacy. His notebooks are more than just historical artifacts, they are windows into the mind of a man who saw the world with unparalleled clarity and imagination. And now, as we prepare to explore our final manuscript, we carry with us the sense of wonder that Leonardo's work continues to inspire. Now, as we turn the page to our final manuscript, we encounter a work that transports us to the vibrant world of the Aztec civilization, the Codex Borgia. Unlike the European manuscripts we've explored so far, this pre-Columbian treasure offers a glimpse into the spiritual and cultural life of the Aztecs, a civilization that thrived in what is now Mexico long before the arrival of European explorers. The Codex Borgia is a masterpiece of Mesoamerican art, filled with vivid, intricate illustrations that depict gods, rituals, and cosmic events. Its pages are a kaleidoscope of color and symbolism, each image telling a story that has captivated scholars for centuries. The Codex Borgia is believed to have been created in the region of Puebla or Tlaxcala, likely in the late 15th century, just before the Spanish conquest. It's one of the few surviving pre-Columbian manuscripts, making it an invaluable resource for understanding Aztec religion and cosmology. The manuscript is named after Cardinal Stefano Borgia, who owned it in the 18th century, but its origins remain shrouded in mystery. Unlike many other Aztec codices, which were created after the Spanish conquest under European influence, the Codex Borgia is thought to be a purely indigenous work, untouched by colonial reinterpretation. What makes the Codex Borgia so fascinating is its rich visual language. The manuscript is divided into sections that explore various aspects of Aztec belief, including the sacred calendar, rituals, and the divine forces that govern their world. One of the most striking features is its depiction of the gods, each rendered with meticulous detail and symbolic attributes. For example, Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent god, appears frequently, symbolizing creation, wisdom, and the duality of life. Other deities like Tlaloc, the rain god, and Xipe-Totec, the god of agriculture and renewal, are also prominently featured, each playing a role in the complex tapestry of Aztec spirituality. The Codex Borgia also provides a window into the rituals and ceremonies that were central to Aztec life. Scenes of bloodletting, offerings, and divination are depicted with striking clarity, offering insights into the practices that connected the Aztecs to their gods. One particularly intriguing section is the Tonalamatl, or sacred calendar, which outlines the cycles of time and their associated deities. This calendar was not just a tool for tracking days, but a guide to understanding the divine forces that influenced every aspect of life, from agriculture to warfare. Despite its beauty and significance, the Codex Borgia presents a formidable challenge to modern scholars. The manuscript is written in a pictorial script that has no direct equivalent in European languages, making it difficult to interpret. While some symbols and images can be understood through comparisons with other Aztec texts and oral traditions, much of the Codex Borgia remains enigmatic. Scholars have spent decades piecing together its meaning, but many questions still linger. What was the exact purpose of the manuscript? Was it a guide for priests, a record of rituals, or a sacred text meant to preserve knowledge for future generations? The answers remain elusive, adding to the allure of this ancient document. The Codex Borgia's survival is itself a miracle. Many pre-Columbian manuscripts were destroyed during the Spanish conquest, either deliberately as part of the effort to suppress indigenous religions or accidentally through neglect. The fact that the Codex Borgia endured is a testament to its importance and the resilience of the culture that created it. Today, it is housed in the Vatican Library, where it continues to inspire awe and curiosity among scholars and enthusiasts alike. As we conclude our journey through these 30 mysterious manuscripts, the Codex Borgia serves as a powerful reminder of the diversity and richness of human history. Each manuscript we've explored offers a unique window into the past, revealing the creativity, ingenuity, and spiritual depth of the people who created them. From the undeciphered Voynich Manuscript to the scientific brilliance of Leonardo's notebooks, these texts remind us that the pursuit of knowledge and the desire to understand the world are timeless human endeavors. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the archives of history. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating deep dives into the mysteries of the past. Until next time, keep exploring as we bring our exploration of these 30 mysterious manuscripts to a close. It's impossible not to marvel at the incredible diversity and depth of human history they represent. From the cryptic Voynich Manuscript to the vivid artistry of the Codex Borgia, each of these texts offers a unique glimpse into the minds and cultures of the past. They remind us that curiosity, creativity, and the desire to understand the world are universal traits that transcend time and geography. These manuscripts are more than just historical artifacts. They are windows into the beliefs, struggles, and triumphs of the people who created them. What makes these texts so captivating is not just their age or their beauty, but the mysteries they hold. Whether it's the undeciphered script of the Rohonc Codex, the alchemical secrets of the Ripley Scrolls, or the cosmic visions of the Dresden Codex, each manuscript challenges us to think, to question, and to imagine. They invite us to step into the shoes of medieval scribes, Renaissance scholars, and ancient priests, and to see the world through their eyes. In doing so, they connect us to a shared human heritage that is as rich as it is enigmatic. The enduring allure of these manuscripts lies in their ability to spark wonder and curiosity. They remind us that history is not just a collection of dates and events, but a living, breathing story filled with voices waiting to be heard. Each time we uncover a new detail or interpretation, we add another piece to the puzzle, bringing us closer to understanding the people and cultures that came before us. And yet, for every question answered, a dozen more arise, ensuring that these texts will continue to fascinate and inspire for generations to come. As we close this chapter, I encourage you to keep exploring. Dive into the stories behind these manuscripts or seek out other enigmatic texts that capture your imagination. History is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and each one has the power to teach us something new about ourselves and the world around us. If you've enjoyed this journey through the archives of history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exploration into the past. And if you have a favorite mysterious manuscript or a story you'd like to share, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep seeking answers, and keep exploring the endless wonders of our shared history.